Happy Thursday and welcome to today's very special episode of Veeam Tech Bites, the first of 2026, and I'm happy to share it here with you. I'm Rick Vandover on the Veeam Product Strategy team, and I have two very special guests. Good day, Candida and Rahul.
Good day, Rick.
Good day, Rick. How are you?
All right, we got a great topic. We're going to talk about keeping good data safe from bad things with our friends here at Scality. But before we get in, I got a few things. One, time permitting, we're going to put Rahul on the spot. We're going to do a demo. But I also want to give a big thanks to our producers and Felicia in the DFW, Jeffrey live from the Barncade in Central Ohio along with me. And we have a special guest producer, Jen from Minnesota, tuning in. And also, Candida's joining us from Puerto Rico. It might be a first on my show, and Rahul from California, but we want to know where you're tuning in from. We see a couple people. Tomas is coming from Poland, already tuned in. So that'll get you a thumbs up, Tomas. Welcome. And bring your questions. We'll do our best to answer them as we go. But Candida, I want to start with you. We have a great partnership here with Scality when it comes to object storage, and I need to learn a lot. I've known you and your colleagues for a long time. I kind of reached out to you about this episode, and I said, I know just the person to tell us about Scality. So I say we jump right into it because we got a lot of content to cover.
So yes, let's do it. And Rahul, if you go to the next one, please. So as I mentioned, my name is Candida Valois. I'm the field CTO here at Scality. If you're not familiar with us, we are the leader in cyber resilient storage for AI, cloud, and backup. We have been in the market for the past 15 years or so. We have many customers that have deployed our solution across different industries and for different type of use cases. But our number one use case is the protection of backup as the performance tier, as the capacity tier, as the immutable tier for a lot of these customers. In the past 15 years, as you can see in there in terms of the numbers, we have deployed around 12 exabytes worldwide or object storage, again, across different industries. And I'm not going to compare with AWS because AWS is a big one, right? And we are an on-premise solution. But right now we have around 6 trillion objects running worldwide across our customers. And lastly, we support customers from very small to mid-market to the big enterprises. For example, we have customers that are utilizing us for 20 or 50 terabytes of storage, but we definitely have customers that are utilizing us for exabytes of storage. As you can see it in here in the screenshot, there's a screenshot of one customer in one user namespace where they have deployed 250 petabytes. So this is who we are. If you go to the next one, Rahul, this is the DNA of our product, especially for our ARTESCA product. Our technology is software defined. We provide to our customer completely software defined model. ARTESCA is based on Kubernetes, keyword, cloud native. It completely manages a hardened OS that we manage and support. Is AWS S3 compatible. We follow the same model as AWS, not just with their APIs, but also including the IAM and ILM APIs as well. You can manage the system utilizing the user interface. 100% of the tasks will be utilizing the user interface. But if you guys are into APIs and you want to write your own one, you can definitely do that. We have many years of experience doing this type of implementation across different industry, across different type of use cases, across different even workload of backups, from performance driven to capacity driven. So our philosophy is to give up to our customer a complete modern and agile solution that simplifies the way you manage the system and makes it super flexible for you to be able to deploy it, but most importantly, being able to scale up or scale out. And it is the best storage companion for backup over S3 generic usage. So it's all about simplicity, it's all about security, and it was built completely for backup. And if you go to the next one, please, and security. every single rig. You have, look at the acquisition that you guys just made, right? Our customer is looking for security. They're looking for a way to be able to store the data, to store those backup data, and that data to be secure. So no bad actor will be able to modify, no bad actor will be able to exfiltrate the data. So here at Scality, we do believe that immutability is important. Immutability is essential, right? IT leader says that it is essential, but it's not going to make you unbreakable. That's why what we provide is more than immutability. We provide an end-to-end cyber resilient storage solution that will protect your data, will provide you that resiliency at every single one of the layer of the storage solution. And that makes us, if you go to the next one, Rahul, that's why it makes ARTESCA the perfect product for Veeam. The next one, Rahul, because when we integrate with Veeam, we have S3 compatible object storage, so provides that immutability, but it's immutable by design. When we integrate with Veeam, data is completely immutable. No bad actor will be able to modify, no bad actor will be able to delete the data, and we do that utilizing the industry standard that is the object log API. We support both compliance mode, but also for other use cases, we can definitely support governance mode. We are validated across all Veeam platforms, as you can see it in here, and we optimize the Veeam workload. We have been doing this for quite some time. We have many customers utilizing us for like service providers for small files like email archive. So we are very good with small files. What that means that when we integrate with Veeam, we utilize what Veeam wants us to integrate, the best practice, the 1 megabyte block size. We have no problem with a lot of those operations that Veeam creates. Again, our system is built to handle not only large files, but also very small ones, and to handle those operations by design. We outperform, as a result, we outperform S3 dedupe appliances performance. Not only that, to make it easy for the Veeam administrator to be able to know how much capacity they're using or how much capacity is available without calling the storage administrator, we do integrate with the Smart Object Storage API. We do direct to object. We are VCC ready. We are fully certified, as I mentioned. We have the hardened Linux OS. So on the architecture level, we protect your data. You're not going to have, we don't have a root user. So we log that operating system. We have multi-factor authentication. We have segregated network. We have, in terms of segregated network, we protect data the modern way. We do not utilize RAID technology. For me personally, RAID technology is legacy at this point. We utilize the modern way to protect your data across those disks and across the server. There is a dual model erasure coding. As a result, your repairs and rebuilds are going to be faster. We have a complete HA model. So if you have 3 servers and a server goes down, it doesn't matter. You will still be able to do your backups. You will still be able to do your restore. And to make it more simple and more efficient, we embedded load balancer into the system, so you don't have to worry about that cost. We embed the operating system, so you don't have to worry about that cost and that maintenance, that support. We do it, and we are completely hardware agnostic. So we provide also that flexibility as a software solution. So if you go to the next one, Rahul.
Well, hold on. One comment,
yes,
Candida. What I like about that is that you've really checked all the boxes, especially Cloud Connect server ready, embrace a smart object storage API. That's a really short list. So just a comment that I see a lot of storage, friends. This one is really powerful in that it really goes full tilt on the integration. So just a comment. I really like that.
And I really like, Rick, when I'm doing the demo and I show this to the users, so I can tell them, hey, by the way, now you know how much data is available. Now you know how much data you're using.
Exactly.
You don't need that gateway anymore to call your storage solution. You know exactly what's happening at that storage level. And it's all about flexibility. If one of you guys have already hardware, like for example, as a software solution, software defined, We have reference architectures with all the big hardware vendors. So you're using Lenovo, Supermicro, Dell, Cisco, HP as an example. If you want to bring your own hardware, we support that. If you are a user that you want, just like Candida, give me a box, I don't want to deal with many different vendors, we have an option for you. If you guys want to test this right now, you want to do some testing and you want to download it, go scality.com, go to trial, download it in your VM environment, and you're going to be able to test and being able to fill ARTESCA. You have a virtual environment and you want to do production and test, you can deploy it. And if we have any partner that wants to create their own hardware and want to brand it the way you want to brand it so you can sell it to your customer, we also support that. In last year with Veeam, because we have been working with Veeam for quite some time, and Rick, you know this, we released our ARTESCA plus Veeam unified software appliance. So what is it? We work, and you go to the next one, Rahul. We working with Veeam, or customers wanted to be able to have a secure, a simple way to be able to, and you can go to the next one, to have ARTESCA, the repository, and Veeam, the software running within one server. So we released that during Veeam last year, and right now we have customers running that that architecture, and that's where Rahul is going to demo to you guys to see how it looks like and what value this provides to a lot of this customer, and probably to you guys if you go to the next one, Rahul. It provides a hardened and zero trust model. It provides the security that now you have the credentials that stay inside the box. So it's completely locked. You don't need no DNS resolution requirement. So now you have a secure backup, integrity checks without any impact on your production. So everything within one box. We support Veeam 12 and Veeam 13. So depending on where you guys are right now, we support both versions in or ARTESCA plus Veeam. And if you go to the next one, Rahul, and we might, again, remember, it's all about simplicity, it's all about security, and it's all about efficiency. So we wanted to make it easy for the administrator to monitor the system. So we develop a user interface where you will be able to manage both environments just by utilizing one view. So Rick, this goes back to SOSA, some of the APIs. So we are using you guys' API in order to do this, to provide this data in one user interface.
So you're making a good point that it's easy, but we got a question from Jen on YouTube, and by the way, we will take your questions. Question is, how long does it usually take someone to go from an install to the first protected workload? I know that Veeam doesn't take a lot of time, but on this side to set up ARTESCA, how long can that take?
Okay, set up ARTESCA. If one server ARTESCA just set, I think it's probably like a few hours, 2 to 3 hours to set it up. To integrate with Veeam takes less than 2 minutes. And good. Rahul is going to show that. And by the way, I'm just saying 2 minutes because I clock myself when I demo it, and I tend to talk a lot, like you can see right now. So I have clocked myself, but it's less than 2 minutes, that integration.
That's good. I like easy. I like quick.
Simplicity, security, and being able to be efficient. So for you guys that are managing the system, they're looking into this, we are making it easy. And we understand, if you go to the next one, Rahul, that you guys, depending on what your needs or your infrastructure, if right now you have one data center on-premise solution, of course we support it. We can back up that, and you can even integrate it with your Veeam 1. Veeam 1, if that's what you're using. If you go to the next one, Rahul, if you want to be able to have ARTESCA plus Veeam on your data center and send another copy to Veeam Vault, go ahead. You can do that. You can definitely do that. Next one. If you want to be able to send it to any other repository managed by Veeam, you can definitely do that. And lastly, if you want to have a primary data center, a secondary data center, ARTESCA plus Veeam primary, if you go to the next one, Rahul, in DR, and having them replicating, you can definitely do that. So if you go to the next one, Rahul, so we provide, it's all about that flexibility. With the value that we give to Veeam, right now, Rahul is going to show you how we do that, and it's going to go and show you a demo and pretty awesome stuff in there.
Well,
Rahul,
we
take
actually
it.
got another question though. Hold up. I
Okay.
mean, this is great. A lot of information there. So Rahul, get ready. We have incredible attendance. We've got Saudi, we've got France, we got Brazil, we got Canada, we've got Brazil again, we've got again Poland, Minnesota. We got a lot of folks joining. So thank you all. Question comes from Andre in Brazil. If I have a like an array controller on hardware and it has either battery backed cache write or other type of write cache protection, should I disable that if I'm using ARTESCA because of that smart erasure coding?
Bom dia, Andre.
Yeah.
If I think who is in the Andre, it is. So
Yeah.
Rahul, do you want to take over that one?
Yeah, sure, I can take that. So yeah, you do have to disable. It's best if you disable the write-through cache because we already have data protection mechanisms on our ARTESCA storage layer. So adding any other additional cache is just redundant. If anything, adds additional latency probably. So I would definitely disable that before installing ARTESCA.
Well, he has a follow-up. He then asks, can I take that 1 meg block size? So that's a really good one for on-prem object storage. Can it be repacked up to 4 meg for better public cloud optimization? Can we change that too?
Yes. Yes, of course. Yes, you can.
So you
Wow,
can-
that's fantastic.
It's the
Oh, we got
flexibility.
one more. Whoa, this is on fire. This one comes from Jose. Jose asks, can customers standardize on ARTESCA as the object store both for Veeam backup and replication and cast in the Kubernetes product?
Yes, they can.
So you can.
Guys are making it too easy. Bring me some hard questions. I'm trying to put these folks on the hot seat. We're live here taking these questions. This is great.
Even
Hey,
better,
that
you can also put Veeam 365 data along with Kasten, along with Veeam backup and replication on the same ARTESCA.
Now you're talking. That's full portfolio. I like the way you're going, Rahul. That's good stuff. No, this is great, friends. So this is awesome. Sorry to, we had some questions. I wanted to pull those up. Candida, Rahul, this is great. So carry on.
So I'll take over. Excuse me. I'll take over from here. So thanks, Candida, for setting the stage on ARTESCA and how simple and flexible it is to integrate with Veeam. So we have made some innovations on ARTESCA plus Veeam, the unified software appliance, especially with the recent launch of the Veeam software appliance. We are able to deploy this on our appliance, and then with this, you can take the VSA, short for Veeam software appliance, the ISO, transform it on the fly, inject a response file. You can set your own username, passwords, and whatnot, all the settings in a file, and send it for this one-click deployment. With this, the VM will be automatically deployed, and you can just use it right away. There is no manual intervention needed to make this happen. It's one of the simple ways that you can have one single appliance with ARTESCA and Veeam running on the same box. So one of the best things that are about ARTESCA and the Veeam integration is that we have this ST compatible repository creation from ARTESCA. For you to set up your storage, you have to create your access keys, secret keys, buckets, take all of this data, now copy it over onto the Veeam backup and replication UI, create the repository. It takes a few copying here and there, it takes a minute here and two to make that happen. But with this innovation, so we have a smart assistant within ARTESCA where you can create a new account. You can tell it how many buckets you want to be created. You can give the repository name that you want to be on in Veeam backup and replication, the capacity, whether you want it to be immutable enabled or not. All of this will be automatically be created, and there is no access key secret key that is displayed to you, which means it's more secure, and there's no dependency on Veeam console for you to create this repository. So it's simple all the way. I can actually show this to you right now. So what you're looking here is the homepage of our ARTESCA plus Veeam unified software appliance. As you can see on the left side, you have some metrics related to the storage, how much data is being managed, what different services are running. And on the right, you can see the integration with Veeam backup and replication 1301. Here you can see the jobs that are running. You can see the jobs that happened in the past 7 days, whether they succeeded, they failed, or they succeeded with some warnings maybe. You also have like a bird's eye view of your backup, how many objects are being backed up, being that, how many VMs or databases that you're backing up, what is the source data size that you're protecting, and then what is the capacity all this data is taking up on ARTESCA. Now, I was talking about this seamless integration, how it can automatically create a repository within Veeam and all that. Why don't I show you a demo of how that happens? So, let's say, so call it Tech Bytes demo. I want one bucket to be created. For simplicity, I'll have the same repository name. I want immutability enabled, of course. I want to be ransomware protected. I'll take the default, immutable retention period of 14 days. 14 days is a good number to start with. Click continue. It will create all of these steps for you automatically. And the last step, it's now creating the repository within Veeam, backup and replication that I will be able to show you once it completes. The best thing about this is that, like, you see all these steps where you have to secure your user with a specific policy so that, the permissions are not overbroad. All of that is taken care of by the smart assistant. So now you can see the repository has been automatically created. So now let's go check it out in our console. As you can see, the Tech Bytes demo, it's available. It has been created with all the options that we wanted.
I love that, by the way, because there's no key and credential to lose. That's wonderful.
Nothing
Love
that it hasn't, the secret key hasn't been exposed.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about setting up, the endpoint, and all that is taken care of by the smart assistant. So this is like one of the many innovations that we have with ARTESCA plus Veeam. The second one is, I think all of you are pretty much aware, the new Veeam software appliance, the new version, there is this feature for high availability. You can have two Veeam backup replication running, one as active, one as passive. In case one of them becomes unavailable, whether you have to maintain it, whether something happened to the VM, what are the cases, and you can fail over to the second one and then continue your backups and restores. So we brought the concept onto our ARTESCA plus Veeam Unified Software Appliance. So now we launched it with a single node. We are bringing it to multiple nodes. So you have high availability on storage and you have high availability on your backup server as well. Here we have two VMs running, two Veeam Software Appliance VMs running. One as active, one as passive. Now, if something happens, it cannot fail over to, you can fail over to the passive one, continue your backups. And you all probably know how to do this within Veeam. Like, you can go to your backup infrastructure, you can, see where your backup servers are. You can right click on them and you can say, oh yeah, switch over to this node and have this failover. We took this one step further. We did an innovation on this. We built an operator. So operator is a concept within Kubernetes, and it watches these VMs that they are running. And if it notices that, hey, if one of the VMs are not available, I can fail over. So what you're looking at right now, this is a console of the ARTESCA. This is an output of the operator, which is watching these, Veeam backup, the Veeam software appliance VMs, and it's saying this is the primary. Then I can actually go and say that, like, hey, I'm gonna try to simulate a failure and see if I can stop one of the VMs and see if the failure can kick in. It will actually monitor these VMs and say that, like, oh, I see that like one of your VMs were running and then they decided to go down for whatever reason. Now I'm gonna trigger some failover and I can fail over to the secondary node. So all of this is available within is upcoming within our Veeam software appliance with ARTESCA Plus on multi nodes. As I mentioned, this concept brings high availability on both single nodes as well as multiple nodes. So it's a great what should I say in backup infrastructure for you to have in your environment. Now, let's see what else do we have. So on what is this ARTESCA plus Veeam Unified Software Appliance? What is this built on? It's built on KubeVirt engine. KubeVirt is a hypervisor that's available within Kubernetes where you can deploy VMs. So we have multiple VM. This is where you can have the Veeam Software Appliance VMs running. There is an installer plugin that we have. Which automatically deploys those VMs, dedicates appropriate CPU and RAM based on your workload. We integrate with the exporter plugin. This is where the metrics come from the Veeam API, and we store in a Prometheus database and show in this nice UI. We use virtual IP so that when one of the VMs go down, you're not sticky to that specific VM. Using virtual IP, you can automatically fail over to whichever which is primary. And of course, it is the Veeam Assistant, the unified dashboard, and provisioning the repository with this new Veeam operator, and then monitoring the health as well as I have shown. And then we wanted to innovate further, and one of the things that we worked on was this. We introduced this new replication workflow. It can preserve replication is you can copy or mirror objects from one data center to the other, and when this replication happens, we preserve the object metadata, version IDs, the log, and it's bidirectional. You can write on both sides. We expand how we took advantage of this feature within Veeam is that you can replicate your backups to a DR side. There's no additional resources for Veeam, no backup copy that is needed. And as soon as you fail over, you can resume your backups from the DR side. So the concept of having all of these innovations within ARTESCA helps your managing your backup infrastructure a lot easier and a lot more flexible way. You want to take it from here, Candida?
Yes, I can. And I know we have a few service providers that are utilizing our solution, and also customers that they don't only have one, they have many of them. So as a result, we also, I think it was last year, introduced Maestro. So Maestro is a user interface that comes with the product will allow you to be able to monitor and manage all the different instances of ARTESCA utilizing one user interface. Again, back to simplicity. And to conclude here, if you go to the next one, please, Rahul, is as you can see, you have now with all this innovation, all the things that we have been doing from all this year, and many great things are coming this year in 2026, is one technology for all. If you are a customer partner that is looking for a secure repository for your backup or your Veeam data, you can definitely be utilizing us. If you are a customer that want to be able to have both ARTESCA and Veeam running on the same server, you can definitely do that. If you're looking to have something on premise and being able to replicate, send copies to a cloud service or another data center, we can also help you with that. And lastly, if you're a service provider, you're a company that will have many of these ARTESCA at the edge, especially at the edge, and you need a better way to manage them just by utilizing a user interface, we also support that. So depending on your needs, we are here to help you with that. And if you go to the next one, please. And I think this is the last one. Please, as I mentioned during the presentation, go to our website, download the system, or just scan the barcode in here. You will be able to see a lot of the things that Rahul showed you today, integrated with you. Challenge me. I'm telling you, it's going to take less than 2 minutes to integrate this with your Veeam infrastructure. If that is not the case, get in touch with me, please. But please check it out. And also, there's an amazing article on this topic in Storage Review, ARTESCA plus Veeam article that is incredible. It's worth reading. Here, the barcode for you to scan it. And that's all we have, Rick.
Oh, wow, Candida, fantastic. So a couple comments. One, Andre came back with a few more, and he was asking about erasure coding rebuilding time. And Candida, you have like a rule of thumb on terabytes and time. What's the kind of the general guidance you would give?
10 minutes per terabytes. That will be the general guidance there.
And Tomas is also cool. He goes with the depends, and that's always something to keep in mind too, because we know how IT is. And an apology to Santosh. mistyped your name. I do pull up the phone live here and I interact here. So moving quick, I misspelled your name, Santosh. Sorry about that. But Candida, thank you so much for joining me here on the Tech Bites.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and Rahul, thank you as well. Live demos, always a challenge, so I appreciate that. Thank you for joining.
Thanks, Rick. Yeah, this was awesome.
All right, and on behalf of Jeffrey, live from the Barncade, Felicia in Dallas, and Jen in Minneapolis, thank you all for the production help, and thank you all for watching. We will see you next time on Tech Bites.